Welcome back to Art, second graders. I'm so excited that we get to go on an art journey together this trimester, and it's just in time for spring. So I have a lot of fun projects about nature, and you're gonna love them. And my very first project is about insects. We'll be seeing those again soon. Now, you were all given an art packet, okay? If you don't have it yet, that's fine. You can wait to do the project until you get it, okay? There's no rush. But in the packet, you will see there's a welcome letter. It pretty much explains everything, but if anyone has a question, you can email me down here at the bottom anytime. Email is definitely the best way to get a hold of me because I can check it several times throughout the day, okay? And then on the back is your Art Sonia class portal, okay? It's awesome. You just scan this once you set up an account and take a picture. It's easiest on a phone. Take a picture of your artwork and you can upload it right to your very own art gallery on Art Sonia. It's so cool. So that's how I'm going to look at your artwork, all right? So you want to make sure you do that. Give it a try. If you're having trouble, call Art Sonia first just because their technicians know how to work with every computer system. Where I don't know how to work with every computer system, but they do. So they're really good at finding out the little technical problems. Okay, so call them first. If you can't figure it out, then email me or give me a call and we'll figure it out, okay? All right, next in your packet, you will see my art idea packet. We will be working on pages in here throughout the trimester, okay? But don't worry about that right now. I'm just explaining the packet. The next page or piece of paper is a small one. This will be for the value grid project, and I'll review that. And then the next paper is a smaller drawing paper. It's 8 by 10 inches. This will be for your Art to Remember project. So this piece of paper, super duper important, okay? Don't lose that. And then the rest of the papers, you have a couple pieces of colored paper. You have some white and some black. And all of your paper corresponds to a project we'll be working on, okay? And I will tell you what paper you need before we start. But don't use this paper for anything else except your art projects, okay? Good. And keep all your art supplies like in a box or a container, maybe a Ziploc bag. That way you have everything and you know where it is when I say, get out your markers, go get your glue stick. You have everything right there, okay? Now, today we are going to do a little line review. And the line review, you can just use a regular piece of paper, notebook paper, a piece of computer paper, anything that you have, okay, for your line review. All right. I am going to flip my camera over. I'll be back in just a minute. So all you need is a regular piece of paper, anything you have. It could even be the back of an old scrap piece of paper. We're just going to do some practice first before we start the insect. Now, what I would like you to do is get your markers are most fun to use during this project. So you might want to get your markers, but any writing tool will work. You can use a pencil, a pen, anything you want. We're just going to do a little practice, okay? And you don't have to submit this to Art Sonia, okay? Just practice. All right, boys and girls, I'm so glad to be back with you. Let's do some line practice, okay? Okay, friends. You might even remember doing this last year or in kindergarten. We have line practice or line review every time we start art because I talk about all these lines in art almost every day. We discuss lines. So this is a number one element of art that we want to know about. And line review is good because we see lines everywhere in life, not just nature, but in the middle of the road and on signs. We'll talk about that as we keep going through the line review, okay? Now, I know you don't have a paper in front of you with the boxes, and that is okay. I just want you to see the order of the lines that we are practicing. If you want to pause and make 12 boxes or 12 circles, that is fine with me, okay? You can pause me, make 12 boxes, and then start up the video again. But I'm going to get started. Yep, that's one thing nice about the videos for my remote learners is you can stop anytime. Okay, the first line we're going to make is a straight horizontal line, and it's long because it touches the sides of the box. So that's a long line. The next one is straight, it's horizontal, but it's short. So if I said draw a short line, you would just make a short line in the middle of your paper. Now, this is a vertical line, vertical, it's standing up. It's long because it touches the top and the bottom of the shape, and it's also straight. My next line is diagonal. It's diagonal because it goes from one corner to the other. It's also a straight line. Now this next line is called a dashed line or a broken line. And this is like the line we see in the middle of the street, isn't it? The next line, oh boys and girls, this is one of my favorites. The zigzag line. You might draw a zigzag line to demonstrate teeth on an animal or mountains in a landscape. Okay, number 7 is curved lines. And these lines we use to make a rainbow. And lots of other things. We use curved lines a lot. And curved lines can go any direction. Okay? These go this way, but curved lines can also go this direction. They can go this direction. They can go any direction. Now, box number 8. Ooh, I bet you can guess. The dotted line. The dotted line. All right, let's go down to number 9. This is the bumpy line. The bumpy line. Now, bumpy lines are fun. And sometimes I joke with the kids and I say, it's the humpy bumpy camel line. It reminds me of when I draw a camel and I make the humps on the camel's back. Now, 10. Oh, 10. This is my very favorite number 1 line. Start in the center and go around and around and around and around. But try not to touch your lines together. This is the spiral line. We see the spiral line lots of different places in nature, like on shells, a tornado, a whirlpool in the water. Sometimes those hypnotizing scenes in cartoons, you see a spiral. And I bet you can think of some too. Okay, number 11. Ooh, the wavy line. Makes me think of a piece of string or the ocean. Nice calm waves. And number 12. This is the tapered line. It can go lots of different directions too. Now the tapered line is open at one end. It gets smaller. It tapers down until it touches. Now the tapered line can be used for lots of different things. It can be an alligator mouth. It can be a bird beak. It could be a birthday hat. So this line can be used for lots of different things also. All right, now these are our awesome lines that we'll be using a lot in art class. I would like you to practice your lines and try to remember the names of them. We will be using these, like I said, almost every single day. I will mention one or more. All right, friends. That's the end of our line review lesson for today. Lesson 2 for today will be our insect. Ooh, so I will be back shortly, and we will talk about the insect. Good morning. It's a great day to be creative. So let's get started. Now, last time, I hope everybody did the line review. Okay, I hope everybody practiced their lines because we are going to put them to good use today. Now today, we are going to be making the patterned insect. So cool! You guys are going to love this project. Okay, so let's get started. We always start with 1, 2, 3 for learning, and then our projects are always going to be 1, 2, 3. You will have a supplement video. You will have with just information, maybe facts or a little story. Then you will have my video, and then number 3 will be putting your artwork on Art Sonia. Okay, so easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, friends. Let's start with the project. Our project is going to be labeled 2-1 because this is the second grade number 1 project. Now, Line Review Insect is the title of our project. And when we talk about any sort of artwork, a lot of times we go subject, background, details. So our subject today will be insects. That's what we will start with. Number 2 for learning, we will have vocabulary words. The words we will be discussing today are line, shape, color, pattern, and balance. Vocabulary words can have elements and principles of art. They can also have just new words that we are trying to learn about. Okay? And then number 3 for our learning will be inspiration. What has inspired this project? And this project has been inspired by nature and also the elements of art. So I am going to have you go to your art packet. Okay, we talked about that last time also. And you will need a piece of white paper, the green paper, and the brown paper. So this project is very involved. You guys will like it though. It's a good way to get started and get us excited about art. All right, friends. So get your papers. You can use a pencil, a Sharpie, or a marker to draw your insect to start. So I'm going to use a Sharpie to draw just because if I draw with pencil, then I will want to trace over my pencil lines with a Sharpie, but it's up to you. If you want to start with pencil and then trace over with Sharpie or a black marker, that's your creative choice today. I am going to choose to draw with Sharpie. Also because I'm confident I've made this insect before, but don't be afraid. Yeah, grab a marker and just go for it. And if you make a mistake, turn it into something else. All right, friends, I'm going to flip my camera around and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's get started drawing our insect. Now, there are lots of different ways to draw an insect, and if you want to make a creative choice somewhere in the drawing, that is completely up to you, okay? I'm just going to show you how I made my insect, and then you can make some your own creative choices, okay? All right, I'm going to start, okay, if this were the middle of my paper, okay, right here. Oh, have your paper vertical, nice and awake, because I want my insect to be longer, okay? I am going to make a line, come up. Think of a rectangle or maybe a slightly curved rectangle. It can even be an oval shape, okay? And then we are going to make 2 eyes. 2 nice big eyes on either side. It almost looks like a smiley face, doesn't it? And then you are going to go to the side and you're going to connect up. You can dip it down a little bit, your line, and then come around. So as you can guess, we are working on our insect's head. Now, I'm going to make my antenna, and I am using, see if you can guess, a zigzag line for my antenna. Maybe you want to use a curved line or a wavy line for your antenna. That is your creative choice. And then I'm going to add another line, a wavy line on right below the head. And then for my eyes, you might want to add a curved line or some diagonal lines. I'm gonna make a spiral line. I love spirals. Ooh, looks like my insect is trying to hypnotize me. Now, across the front, I'm going to make, see if you can guess, a dotted line. And then under the eyes, I'm going to make, a broken or dashed line. So just in the head, I've used a lot of lines. Now, I'm going to give my insect little pinchers. So look at curved line, curved line. See if you can draw those. And then I am going to make a zigzag line. Those are my pinchers, how the insect would bite or maybe pick up something. Okay, now the body. You could make a curved line or a rectangle. I'll show you mine one more time. Okay, there's my insect. So that one has kind of a rectangle body. Maybe this one, I'll make more of a curved body. So you can do that. Now we're going to talk about symmetry. I would like you to divide the body in half because your insect will open up that area and these will be part of the wings. When it's resting, all the wings are flat to the body. And when it gets up, these will open up, the little shell, the exoskeleton, and there will be wings underneath. Now, we're going to talk about symmetry. So what you do to one side, you want to do to the other. Symmetry means same, same and same. So on my other one, I added some diagonal lines. So I will put a few diagonal lines throughout my insect. Then you might want to try a bumpy line. Now, you have your line sheet to look at the whole time. So I want to see you using some of these lines and putting them into practice. That's how we remember, boys and girls, is when we practice. So I'm adding bumpy lines all along my diagonal lines. Now, we can leave that, or maybe you want to add one more diagonal line. You can do that too. And now we need to make our legs. Let's make some legs. Okay, I'm going to make one up here. And I'm going to start by just making a curved line, or that rainbow line, wherever I want a leg to be. Okay? Now, insect legs are in segments. So I want to see the different segments of the leg. You might want to use rectangles. You might want to use squares. You can use whatever shape you want. Maybe on the end you want to add some ovals, and then your little feet. You could also add circles. And then the little feet, they just two diagonal lines, and then what looks like a little V shape. I'll scoot this up a little bit. Okay. There is our insect. Now, if you want to go back and add some curved lines on the legs for details, you can definitely do that. Okay, friends, so here is our insect. If you drew it with pencil, make sure you trace it with a black marker and then color your insect however you would like. Okay, lots of fun colors. After you color your insect, you will cut it out. Your next step is to make a giant leaf. Now, a leaf can be any shape you want. You can even look up some shapes, leaf shapes on the internet. We just need to make sure our leaf has veins, right? We need our leaf to have veins. All right. So then you're going to cut your insect out. You're going to cut your leaf out. Make sure it's nice and big. The brown paper, you're actually going to crumple it up. Okay, crumple it up, flatten it out, and then you can take your marker, or you can take a crayon and you can add some dirt to your brown paper. So your brown paper, maybe I'll add some gray. You can even tear it up a little bit. We call this distressing, okay? We want it to look like the ground or the dirt, okay? You might want to put some dirty spots on you might want to make some dots. So you could make some circles, like little rocks in the dirt. So you are going to have your brown paper. You're going to cut your leaf out and put it on top. Then you will cut your insect out and put it on top of the leaf. So it's like a sandwich. Brown paper, green leaf, insect. And when you're all done, that's what you have. Now you can bend the legs. I bent the legs up and then I glued the feet down. So it looks like it's standing on the leaf. So it's 3D. All right, friends, I can't wait to see your line insects. Woo! Good job with our first project. I will see you on Art Sonia. All right, boys and girls. It's a great day to be creative.